What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How's everyone doing today? Sorry for the delay. I'm extremely behind. I was having that Twitter issue I was having yesterday where I couldn't bring up my Twitter at all. Turns out I needed to clear my history and clear my cache. I don't know why. It's not like I watch porn on this thing, but apparently that's what I needed to do. So yeah. So that's I didn't realize that, so it took me some time to figure it out, and then I had to get the show ready. And I worked. I got home till 2. I probably should have started this show at 8, but I'd still be running late, so I guess it doesn't matter in the end. Hold on, let me just make sure the audio is good. Okay, just make sure my audio is all good. It's all good. We're not gonna have another incident on like I did the other day. All right. So some quick housekeeping crap. First off, I next week I'm going to be extremely busy. What is it? Thursday, Friday, and then that following Monday. So I will be doing some pre-recordings. I'm going to look at the interview, Andrew Tate's interview with Tucker Carlson and Piers Morgan. And then I'll probably for Monday have a recording of me doing a reaction stream. I think that's my plan so far. So just be on the lookout next week for those. And then, follow me on X at officialwghost. It's the best way to find me because, tweet it, you see when I go live, see my links, etc., etc., etc. So it makes it a lot simpler. I put the links in this description all the time, but it'd be just easier just to go to YouTube if you really need to. Especially if you're on Twitch, because make sure you follow me. Well, first off, make sure you like the video, and make sure you follow me on rumble.com/withghost. My gaming channel is Gaming with Ghost on Rumble. Twitch.tv official with Ghost. YouTube.com/withghost, I think. But again, go on X for my YouTube one because I'm not good enough yet to get my own special link, I think. And I think other people can get that, but you got to be like, the goat. I think that's all the housekeeping I got at the moment. So today, we're going to check out a video, SNEAKO versus Fresh and Fit Miami. We're going to react to that. It shouldn't be very long. I think the part, because I'm not watching the whole thing. There's just a certain section that I'm going to react to. And he calls it God-pilling Fresh and Fit panel. I have my thoughts on SNEAKO. I'll get into that in a second. So it shouldn't take long. I'm thinking it's 30 minutes. So it'll probably take me, maybe double that. So maybe this will be an hour show. I don't think so. So if I have some time, or I might just go over just because I was so late, I'll talk about Greg Abbott releasing a statement after the SCOTUS decision. Biden's campaign is going to be heavily focused on abortion. Let's see. And then if I have time, I will be the video I wanted to react to the other day, where I say why we need to bring bullying back. And then finally, we're going to check out a TikTok video of a teacher shows off Social Justice Day at her school. So that is the plan for today. So can't think of anything. Well, let's get into it. Whatever. Apparently, this doesn't have a left or right. All right. Oops. All right. So here we go. All right. So just for some background, they're talking about the whole, why men are different when it comes to body count stuff. why a man is respected when he has a high body count, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's probably the briefest of backgrounds I can give you. And then SNEAKO does his God crap. All right, so let's listen in.
What's a more valuable man? A man who can get a lot of pussy and chooses not to so that he can focus on his mission, or a guy who can get pussy and then focuses all his time on fucking the women?
So you just showed women that you give it out, right? You're not this person, you're this person. Which is, it's better than being down here, but you're not up here.
Okay.
I thought you were smart, man.
Look,
God damn.
Whether the man chooses to enact on his high sexual market value or not is a personal choice. But my point is you need to have the sexual market value where you can choose. I want the man to be able to choose.
Okay, but once you have that choice,
yes.
Yeah.
What is a more successful man? Somebody who chooses to enact on all his sexual desires, or somebody who chooses not to so that he can focus his energy on his mission?
That's the freedom.
Someone who has discipline or doesn't.
No. That's the freedom. As a man, you choose for yourself what's best for you and your family.
That's the W. Is the ability to choose is the W.
Okay, if you're going to choose what's best for you and your family,
no. You're determining moral standards for each person, right? Ultimately,
it's not moral.
What?
It's a success question, and you're saying what's best for you and your family. I can't see any scenario where fucking a bunch of women is good for you and your family.
Thank you.
Well, again, if the man wants to have a family or not is up to him. I'm just saying in general.
You said family,
but it could be. I'm just saying for him, it might be maybe his dog. I don't know whatever it is for him. I'm
All
just
right,
saying as a man,
Fresh is kind of like stumbling here.
Okay, but once you this is a question that I haven't seen brought up on this podcast. Once you have that choice, what should the optimal man be doing? Should he be exercising that and fucking a bunch of women, or deciding not to so he could use his energy? Because fucking a bunch of whores, we all know how much.
See, here's the thing with SNEAKO. Here's his issue. Look, his point is fair, is somewhat valid. Okay, I'm not going to deny that SNEAKO's point is valid, but here's his issue. He always goes back to one thing: whores. The man, this whole like, okay, which guy, is the most successful? It's a valid question. I'm not going to deny it. It's a valid question. But he goes back to whores. Why do you got to be fucking a bunch of whores? If you have that value where you're high enough, why is it, why are you choosing strictly to mess with whores? You could have, 3-5 chicks in rotation that aren't whores, that are fairly good chicks, but they're not chicks that you want to seriously commit to because you don't feel like committing or whatever. But they're not necessarily whores. It's always with SNEAKO. It's either you focus on one woman or 4 in case because he's Muslim, or you're fucking a bunch of whores. Why you have to be fucking a bunch of whores? That's kind of like the disconnect he's got here. It's always the whores.
Energy that is. It's a bunch of time. It's a bunch of semen. It's all this energy. It's stupid conversations. It's headaches. What is a better use of your time, and what is a metric of a more successful guy?
It depends. Then now we need to go into his age, what he still has left to do, where he 30 years old. All that matters.
30 years old, he's a millionaire. He has the options. Like, what's a better thing for him?
Does he want to scale his business up and make even more money?
The point Myron's trying to get at is if you're going to, when it comes to these types of decisions, you got to figure out what this guy's mission is. Like, is his mission, can you scale up? Is his mission to go and enjoy the fruits of his labor? It really all depends. It's a very nuanced, point. And that's the issue that we have here. It's like, if he wants to scale, if he wants to, say he's like SNEAKO scenario, he's 30 years old, he's a millionaire. All right, well, what's the scenario? All right, well, he wants to scale up his business. All right, well, then, yeah, he needs to stop focus. He shouldn't be focused on women and continuing on his business. Maybe have one chick he deals with just for, and all that. Then, yeah, that would be success. But what if he's 30 years old, millionaire, and he wants to enjoy the fruits of his labor? Well, then, yeah, he should go and be fucking all the chicks that he wants. They're both success.
Money that
every guy does.
Okay, every guy does. In that case, then yeah, he should probably focus on his business and not bitches. Of course. But it depends on the guy. Every guy's different. My thing is, I just want the guy. My thing is, I want the man to have the high sexual market value so he can choose. The problem is that most guys are losers and they have to deal with the cards that they're dealt with and they don't have the choice. That's my problem. And then the girl ends up choosing.
There's a bunch of losers that fuck a bunch of bitches.
So then why do you fall for it?
What's the difference?
Don't fall for it.
Wait.
No. There's not a bunch of losers that fuck a bunch of bitches. There are a minority of losers that can fuck a bunch of bitches. That's the difference.
If you have a lot of money,
women chronically, here's the thing: women chronically overestimate how much men actually get laid. guys don't get laid as
On
much as
whatever
you
level,
think.
though. It's the same thing on this level or this
I know
level.
it's
They're not
bro.
fucking as much as you think, dude. I'm telling you. You think if men were actually smashing as much chicks as they would, they would hire the girls to kick them in the balls?
No.
You think if
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
hold on. If you think about this, would the porn industry be a multi-billion-dollar industry
speed
if men were
passes.
getting as laid as much as women think?
Absolutely.
Every guy's top is different, so they're not.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Real quick though, Myron, you said something that I heard a contradiction. You said that every guy is different, but a lot of times you say that every guy's the same and we all have the same mission. Every guy wants to be the best.
Okay. Everyone's bottom line is the same. Every guy's top is different, I think is what Martin's really saying. Everyone's bottom line is the same. We, want to be successful. Yes. But what does that success mean? Our success is different, but our bottom line is we want to be successful. We want to, we don't want to fuck as many bitches as we can, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what a man's top is different. Okay. So that's their bottom line is, I want to be this, but then their top nuanced, like I said, what is the success? That is different for each man. One man's top is like, I want to be, I don't care about having family. I want to be the best of the best of the best of the best. Sir, honors, Men in Black. But there's that, or there's the other guy who's like, I want to do financially well. I want to be able to take care of my woman and enjoy my life with my woman and have a giant family. Another guy is, I want that and I want to fuck a bunch of bitches. Like there's different tops. Okay. That's where we differ. It's what we really highlight. What Fresh and Fit highlight is everyone's bottom line is the same. It's when you get to the top line, like for example, for women's, the majority of women's bottom line is to get married and have kids. Their top, it would be fairly different. I want to be married with kids and then later on have a career. I want to be married with kids and never have to work. I want to be married with kids and then have a side hobby or some shit like that. There's different tops, but the bottom line is all chicks, majority of chicks want to get married.
Yeah.
Every guy wants to get to the top. Now every guy's different when it comes to choosing how much.
Every guy's top is different.
See,
for one guy might be making $100,000 a year. Another guy might be being a millionaire. Another guy might be, I just want to make $50K per year. Like every guy's top is different.
But every guy, when they
every guy's success, what they view as success for them is different.
Get to 100K, when they get that goal, what do they want? They want more. Every guy wants to.
Not every guy wants to get 100K and more. Some people are just happy with 100K.
Conquer.
You can't say that.
No, complacency is a feminine.
We have friends on a certain level. Some have kids, some don't. Some want to travel the world, fuck girls. It's all a level of success.
But the masculine imperative is always to grow and always to expand and conquer more.
Yeah, but in different ways though.
Yeah.
More kids, more businesses.
Some guys might focus, make that money, and then be like, all right, damn, man, I don't got no bitch. I want to fuck some bitches. And then they go on a fuck bitches conquering quest. And they'll be like, you know what? I want to make more money. Or, I just want to get in the gym. I want to learn how to fight. Like, they'll go ahead and take a conquest, and maybe it might be a new endeavor.
Yeah, but the mistake is calling fucking bitches a conquest.
Right.
That's not a real a conquest. Is creating something new, is becoming number one in a certain aspect in a field. Do you?
I love these chicks that are like, oh yeah, exactly, yes, exactly. These bitches never accomplish anything in their life. Now this chick here who's nodding, she's fair. She's very successful. She does offsite drilling, and she's an offsite drill. She's like a drilling engineer. She, goes to oil rigs and and all that stuff. And she has like a bunch of properties, so she's fairly successful. That's why she's naughty. But most of these chicks, they're not that successful. They don't do shit, and it's so annoying. These chicks, like, exactly, yeah, like anything about being successful as a man.
You actually think that?
SNEAKO, that's easy for you to say after you fuck a bunch of bitches.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, he's like, oh, that's an ad hominem. No, it's the facts. All right, this is something that's fairly easy to say. Look, fucking a bunch of these bitches is useless when you've done all the fucking of the bitches. Like that's the point Myron's making. Is it's easy to say, oh, this is useless, this is pointless, oh, this is boring, blah blah. When you fucking done it. Let's say SNEAKO was, his age now, he didn't do all this, and then he comes to Fresh and Fit. Here's my problem with SNEAKO. All right, This guy flip-flops like every other year. I swear to fucking God. All right. Like, was it 2-3 years ago when he first appeared on Fresh and Fit? He was blue-pilled, like extremely. He was extremely blue-pilled. And he, like, you know, I remember he first got on and he's like, "What's wrong with letting your girl go on a girls trip?" That was him, you know, just a few years ago. I want to see if I can get the exact timeline now. Hold on, just gonna check out this exact timeline. Let's see. Okay, a year ago. So he was on a year ago. So maybe like 2 years ago ish. A year and a half ago, he was some blue pilled. Like his first video, he's wearing these, you know, stupid yellow whatever. I don't know. But like, say, you know, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, he was some blue pilled loser who liked the fact that his girl was, you know, that he went and swung with this chick and, you know, watched chick get fucked in front of her. He was a giant cuck. Then, like, you know, half a year ago, whatever it was, whenever Tate became Muslim, he decided to become Muslim. Okay. And now, you know, and, you know, So a year ago, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I'd say roughly 2 years ago, he is on, you know, he's blue pilled, then he gets on the red pill, then he's red pill rager. All right. You know, every show is he goes on, he roasts whatever chick, he doesn't add much, you know, he just gets on and just roasts the chicks. Okay. Then Tate becomes Muslim and, you know, SNEAKO, he follows and becomes Muslim as well. Okay. Now he's all on the Muslim train. He's really, God pill, blah, 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 blah. And that was like, what, 6 months to a year ago? He's all of a sudden, you know, Muslim, and now he's talking about all these, you know, godly, you know, religious attributes and stuff. This guy's flip-flopped on like a bunch of shit in a very short amount of time. Now, I understand growing and learning. The kid's 25 years old. All right. He's very young. So I get it. But there's one thing, you know, learning and growing. But to do these such quick flip-flops in just a matter of, you know, a couple of years, it doesn't let a lot of credibility. So when he gets on these podcasts and he talks about, oh, you know, it's so much work, so much, you know, better just to have one girl and blah, blah, blah. It's easy to say when you've been through all that, you fucked a bunch of girls and now you can be like, go back and be like, oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, it's definitely pointless. All right. Yeah. Maybe to you now it's pointless. There's Jay Waller, there's Myron, there's several other, you know, Saint the Sinner, Tate, they all disagree with you, okay? And they're all far more successful than you are. So, like, it just irritates me that this kid comes on and he's flip-flopped so much. That's why no one respects his opinion, really, because he's flip-flopped so much. He's butt buddies with fucking Destiny. And it's just ridiculous that he can come on the podcast and just be like, yeah, it's not really worth it to have high body count as a man. It's easy to say when you already have the high body count. It's easy to say to go back and be like, you know, it's really not worth having a high body count. It would be entirely different, and people would respect SNEAKO's opinion a lot more if he didn't have the high body count. He wasn't just, you know, a few months ago getting exposed by Xena and what's it called? Rumble Wifey or whatever, and all that crap, and getting like embarrassed, and then trying to go back and deny that he he probably wasn't really in a relationship with Xena, but he was leading her on, which was fairly fucking obvious. No chick's gonna fall in love with some dude, and there's a bunch of videos and basically admitting it. So look, I'm not really articulating myself very well, but like, all right, let me try and do this again. All right. So, you know, he's done this quick flip flops in a short amount of time. That's the big issues. So it's less about, it's hard to believe that these are genuine growths that are happening, and more about, well, this is far more popular now. He used to be blue pilled, then he got on Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit started popping, then he became a red pill rager, and then Tate becomes Muslim, so he follows Tate and jumps on the Muslim bandwagon. Now he's all Muslim and crap and all that shit, and now he's trying to get this, ultra religious crap going on. And while I agree with a lot of the points he has, they're pointless points because because we are now in a godless society. Religion isn't high up, okay? And that switch isn't going to get flipped back on until something major happens and causes someone to go into that, okay? What I mean is, people find God later on in life if they ever find him again. We're not a society where God, religion is very high up. So what Fresh and Fit are doing are teaching men how to deal with the majority of women. Majority of women are not godly women. They're not virgins. They have no respect for males. This is what Fresh and Fit do. They're teaching about the women of today. SNEAKO is trying to get these guys, teach these trying to religify, get everyone into a religion, which is great. I think religion can be fairly useful. But the thing about it is that a lot of women, most modern day women, aren't going to, they don't go back to religion until they've been severely used up and feel terrible about themselves. And then they want to, let me, purify myself and go into religion. And, these religious guys, if they start young, they're not going to have any idea what to do with these fucking women. Are going to get walked all over. So that's the problem here with the whole, SNEAKO's attempt to God pill people. You're going to need a majority of people to already want to go into the God pill part. And it's not going to really happen. Okay. God isn't really isn't in the Western world very much nowadays. Okay. I understand the message. I think it's a great message and all that, but it doesn't work nowadays. Maybe later on it'll work and people will start trying to find God, but it's very pointless to become a godly man when you're going to have to deal with the majority of broken, used up women or non-religious women that are, may not actually be broken, but they still have a high body count. That's the problem here. And like I said, and what I'm trying to get at before with the whole flip-flopping is no one respects SNEAKO's opinion. And I don't think SNEAKO's very, very much a leader. He wants to be. He really wants to be a leader of men, but he's not. He's flip-flopped on his beliefs too much for a lot of people to take his word seriously. Okay. Like I said, he was a blue pillar before. Then he became a red pill rager after going on Fresh and Fit. Now he followed Tate into the whole Muslim thing because Tate became a Muslim, and then right after SNEAKO became a Muslim, amazingly. And now he's all into the Muslim crap. Okay. And then he's only been celibate 2 months. So he hasn't really been a really good Muslim until fairly recently, I guess. And then, which is fine. Like, you don't need to be the perfect Muslim right out the gate. I don't think anyone, is expecting that. But you need to establish some credibility before people will take what you say. All right. So if you're going to be all Muslim and you want to be, talk about, being in the religion, not, fucking a bunch of chicks, et cetera, you need to have some established credibility. And SNEAKO has burned up a lot of his credibility with the flip-flopping, the messing with other chicks, the fucking Xena, the witch, the OnlyFans chicks and all that stuff. And again, I don't think he was actually in a relationship, but he was leading her on. He was probably having sex with her. Because, Xena, if you guys don't remember, Xena used to be on the show. She's very attractive. But Xena's like a copy paste of whatever man she's into at the time. She's a complete copy and paste. She has no real identity of her own. And so when she started being all over the SNEAKO bandwagon, she was into him. It was obvious. Everyone knew that. And he obviously led her on at some point, because no chick falls in love with a guy that just hasn't let her on. That's why, a bunch of guys get friend zoned. It's because they're kind of getting led on by the girl with the possibility of sex. And SNEAKO was leading on Xena with the possibility of a relationship. Okay. So I bring all this up to show that the guy, SNEAKO, he doesn't have any established credibility to really be going into this stuff and people taking him seriously. That's why most of the chat are calling him a cuck, and they don't believe anything he says. And then he gets on a live and he talks about Xena without actually talking about Xena. It's like, oh no, it's a lie. I never actually was into her. Blah blah blah. Look, dude. We all know you let her on at some point. You probably fucked her at some point too, because look, she's an attractive woman, and there ain't nothing wrong with fucking a good-looking woman, no matter how much of a hoe she was in the past. Okay, but why people respect Myron and why people don't really respect SNEAKO is Myron is very transparent. He's fairly honest. I don't think he's ever really been caught in a lie. Everything he says is he does. Everything he says he does, he does. SNEAKO, he lies a lot. All right, he lies a lot. He was doing this Muslim train and all that stuff. He's fucking around with Xena, Rumble wifey, whatever the crap is, and all that shit. So and then he's flip flopped so many times that the man doesn't have any established credibility. When Myron came into the space, he has established credibility, because he walked and talked it for a good year or 2 years. That's why people respect Myron. They don't really respect SNEAKO. Okay, there we go. My SNEAKO tangent. I think that's all I got to say on SNEAKO. All right, let's listen to more of this. I might skip a few parts because there's, if I remember right, there's one point. Oh yeah.
This is a stupid ad hominem.
So he calls it an homonym, which means a personal attack with no basis. I'm pretty sure, and it's not. The point of the matter they're making is it's easy to say all this stuff, say, hey, this is pointless, this is ridiculous, etc., 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 when you have done it. Okay, there's hundreds, thousands, millions of men that would love to fuck a bunch of bitches and be able to say, yeah, that was pointless. All right. And it's easy just to say, like, hey, this is pointless after you've done it. It's one thing to say doing this stuff is pointless when you haven't really fucked that many bitches. Okay. That's what they're trying to point out. And he's like, oh, it's an ad hominem attack. No, it's not. It's a valid point, a valid critique. You can say this and you are correct. But you lose credibility when you're the one who's done all of it and now are trying to say it's pointless. You lose some credibility. It is what it is.
Be respectful, everybody.
You're my point. Do you think that fucking bitches is a conquest?
For some men, it is.
No. In general, because
For you guys,
do you advocate for that?
SNEAKO, question for you.
You guys are dodging. Wait, real quick, before you interject. We always say that every guy's the same, right? We always say that in this podcast.
Again, the bottom line, every guy's the same on the bottom line. When they get to what their success point, it's different.
Every guy has the same exact design. We all want to conquer. We all want to be number one, right? And then when it comes to fucking bitches, guys are different. So yes or no, is fucking bitches a conquest?
SNEAKO.
You're not answering a simple question.
See, SNEAKO's a fucking woman, all right? Fresh is trying to answer, and he just immediately interrupts. Let the man answer, shut the fuck up, and let him listen.
I'm answering the question.
That's the end. Always call it.
See, he interrupts. He's like, I'm going to answer your question, and then he interrupts.
It's not for doing that.
What did you do?
What do you do? I made mistakes, man.
Okay. FYI, I'm doing this at 1.5 speed because I don't want to listen to this in real time.
I'm saying it was a giant waste of my time and energy. Yes. If I had optimized my time when I was 17.
Okay. Look, Miss Chick here in the white. Shut up. You didn't have to put in any of this work. You can't say it's a waste of time. You didn't have to put in the work. And fucking a lot of chicks isn't a waste of time. This is what SNEAKO doesn't understand, or does understand, and he's just trying to like overcome it. Okay? It's not a waste of time because you gain some valuable skill. You've gained the knowledge and understanding of female nature. You see it in real time. You kind of, most guys got to have it beaten over their head. So it's not a waste of time. You gain skill. You can pick up women a lot easier. You can judge women a lot easier. You can figure out, all right, this one's a waste of my time. This one is not. Let's give this one a little bit more time. This one's probably wifey material. You need all this. And he says, oh, well, you don't need all that to understand female nature. Motherfucker, it's easy to say that you don't need to do all that to understand female nature when you've done it already. That's the point they're trying to make. And he keeps ignoring that because he's a dumbass.
18, watching porn because I was psyoped to think that sexual hypergamy was the best thing. I believe because I've been so, like, everything on the media was telling you fuck girls. You listen to the music, fuck bitches get money, fuck bitches get money. That's what you think you have to do. Now that I'm older, I realize that was all a Zionist lie. They shove porn in your face. Who controls the porn industry? They control the music industry. Who's telling you to go sleep with all these girls? This was a lie. I was told that this is what you're supposed to do and that this is a conquest.
This chick nodding is so dumb. Fucking irritating.
Being with girls is not a conquest whatsoever. Conquest is becoming number one in your field, is creating something new, is building something. Absolutely, that's not.
What have you built, SNEAKO? You followed pretty much the same thing everyone else does. You followed Fresh and Fit when he became on and was a blue pillar. You followed Andrew Tate when he became a Muslim. All he is really is a follower. Now, he's done some good stuff with his channel. He's got a lot of subs. He's done a lot of work. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I would say one of his accomplishments would be, IRL streams. I think he's kind of brought that back more. But in all honesty, he hasn't really accomplished much. He sits on the internet. He, yells at people, says, go to religion. Before, he yelled at people, stop dealing with hoes, or, stop taking hoes seriously. So, I mean, what have you created? You haven't really created much.
Not a conquest. Just because I did it doesn't take away from my point. I should not have done that.
No. It doesn't take away from your point, but you get less credibility for it. That's it.
If I wanted to get to where I am sooner, I would have avoided that completely. Did I learn anything?
No. See, here's the thing. You wouldn't know any of what you know without going through that period. You wouldn't know anything about women unless you went through it, period. All right? Odds are you probably wouldn't be where you were at if you hadn't done all that bullshit, understand, and learn from your mistakes, and you wouldn't have winded up here.
Didn't really find that was that valuable? No. I learned pussy. This is pussy. That's right. So my question, I really want to hear, because I want to hear straight up. Do you think that sleeping with women is a conquest as a man?
Speak to the microphone, please.
Again.
Yes or no?
See, and then there's the chicks. Yes or no? Shut the fuck up. Let the man answer. Let the man answer. They're like, yes or no? Shut up. This is their podcast. You don't get to dictate how they answer the goddamn question. Especially when you haven't accomplished fucked. See, they keep interrupting him. It's just a bunch of women. Like, it's an all-women panel at this point. All right, SNEAKO's not a dude. It's just a bunch of women.
I'll give you this. I think personally, family's important, and as a man, you should have a family. But again, that's my personal
yes or no question.
Oh, I'm getting there.
See, again, let me interrupt. Why are you interrupting? See, SNEAKO hangs out with Destiny way too much. He just goes off what Destiny does.
But let's be real here. For most men, you can tell them all day, yo, don't fuck bitches, focus on business, focus on money.
That's not what we're talking about.
But no, hold on.
Again, interrupting. Shut the fuck up.
But what are they going to do? They want to fuck bitches just like you did. And then they go through it. All right, this ain't worth shit. I'm good. I want a family. I'm 34 years old now. I'm older guy. I know what I want. But guess what? They got to go through it to understand the principle. Yep. I can say all day, don't do this, don't do that.
Bro, people also have the desire to get high. Doesn't mean they have to become a crack addict.
Sometimes, especially for men, as we all think the same, we want to have sex with different women.
Okay,
that's what it is.
So yes, okay, you're yapping now. Is conquest? Is that a conquest? Is sleeping with women? I want to ask both of you. Sleeping with women a conquest as a man?
It can be.
Yes or no?
Is it a conquest?
Do you think that's a conquest as a man, sleeping with a bunch of women?
Are you asking me personally, or are you asking in general?
Well, we always say that men all think the same.
Both.
We've been speaking in generalities the whole podcast.
Yeah,
so let's speak from the man's point of view, because we do all think the same in a lot of ways.
Our bottom line is the same. Our top isn't.
In most ways. Is that a conquest?
Depends on the guy, bro.
Oh my god.
See. Oh, wait. Let me interrupt. Byron's about to talk. Let me interrupt. I like this comment. SNEAKO, you do half the stuff you criticize people for. It's got a point.
When women come on the podcast and say, I don't want to have children, we're like, no, all women want to have children. That's a desire. But when it comes to sleeping with women,
Because the bottom line is all women are the same. Most women want children. That's the bottom line. That's the difference. The top line is different. Fucking a lot of chicks is the top line shit. That's different.
That's a personal decision. I mean, it's either we're all the same or we're not. We've been taking generalities the whole show.
Yeah.
Listen,
both of you at the same time. Since men always think the same, both of you at the same time. Is it a contest? Yes or no? One.
I got you.
Two. Both of you at the same time. One. Everybody thinks the same.
Depends on the man.
Hold on. Men think the same, bottom heavy. That is true. At a certain level of tier of high value man, so to speak, there's a level of layer where, okay, I have a choice to make here. I can fuck bitches all day with money or create a family, start a legacy. That's the choice I'm gonna have to make. So ultimately, I get what you're trying to say here. Well, listen, my opinion of that is my opinion. I can tell niggas all day, don't fuck bitches.
Yeah, but so what do you think? Right?
I'm asking if it's a conquest.
I just said no.
Personally.
I've been through it. I can tell you what shadow was out. I like better being with one woman, and also why I want a family one day.
So yes.
But hold on.
Yes, now because you have done it
Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
in the past.
Wait, I did it though.
Exactly.
So I can tell you from my own experience, that's not what I want. But I did it.
And guess what? I bet there's Andrew Tate, there's Justin Waller, there's Tristan Tate, Dan Bilzerian, who do all that and still want to do it.
Tell niggas that they do it.
Okay, so it's safe to say that all men go through that phase until they reach
No,
a
all men
certain
don't
age.
have to go through that phase.
No,
But most
Yes, they do. Okay, let me rephrase that. No, not all men. Most do, though.
of them do.
No,
Most
a
of
lot
them
of them
go through
don't.
that age.
But you know what's funny? If they don't go through it, when they get married, what's gonna happen? Oh,
That's-
sorry, baby.
that's
It's
not
cheating
always
today,
true.
That's fairly true for a majority of them. See, again, SNEAKO's being a woman here. That's not always true. Okay, you're talking about the exception, not the rule.
It's not always true.
Happens all the time though.
I think
It's
it's
based in
more.
America because in my country it doesn't really happen all the
There you
time.
go. The point is
Okay,
that
but yeah, that's what you live.
men are going to think that they
We're in
want that
America.
when they've been programmed by the media. When they've been
Yeah.
programmed with the over sexualization that comes.
This isn't a program thing. This is a biology thing. All dudes want to fuck girls. Okay? Like, we all want to fuck them. We want to fuck a lot of chicks. Okay? This isn't media. And also, like, SNEAKO has no point
All
here.
from Zionism when they believe that this is what they need in order to be happy. That's where it always comes from. Porn is now who controls porn? A rabbi. Who controls the music industry? And this is where all the sexualization comes from. So if we're going to say we need to go fight this, if we're going to say we need to fight feminism, which is also a product of Zionism, and the female empowerment movement, the hippie movement, which is also a product of Zionism, then men deciding that conquest is sleeping with a bunch of women, if that's also a product of Zionism, we should also actively avoid that and not pursue the bottom level thing because we're all saying that men want the same thing to the top. And if that's going to hold us back, which we know it does, it drains your energy, your time, and your wallet, avoid it.
Well, bro, dudes have been horny since before the creation of Israel, man.
Yeah, I'm horny right now.
Listen, I know you Russian. Genghis Khan.
Like, bro,
All things it's biology, bro. I can tell you this all day. Don't listen to that. Nigga, it's in us, bro.
I'm critical of Zionism too, man. But we can't say blame niggas being horny.
Sure.
Come on, man.
Relax, bro. We also blame men for being lazy. You know what else is inside of us? Sloth, laziness. Right now, I could just be sitting on a couch getting high playing video games, but I'm supposed to do the right thing. I'm supposed to work harder. Just because you feel horny doesn't mean you need to act on it. Just because you feel lazy doesn't mean that you're supposed to be lazy. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you can also, here's the thing. If you're lazy, smoke weed, you can't do what you're supposed to do. If you fuck bitches, you can still do what you need to do. Okay? Like if you sit around and just, do nothing, you can't do what you're supposed to do. Make money, be successful and stuff. If you make money and be successful, the byproduct is you can fuck a lot of chicks. That's the goddamn difference here.
SNEAKO, I agree. 100%. We should be chaste, disciplined, and not for bitches. But you told me yourself. We spoke one day. What'd you tell me about your sex life, your life, girls?
Yeah, but you keep bringing this back to that habit. I'm like, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about? That's exactly what I know.
Your biology.
I don't think he knows what an hadna is. I don't think he does because he's not using it as a personal attack. He's just showing him his own hypocrisy here.
You know what's up with you.
I'm saying, and I just explained, if I did not do that, if I did not follow down this path, if I wasn't like addicted to porn when I was 13 years old.
And then again, he brings it back to porn. Porn and being able to fuck, to get to talk to and fuck a lot of bitches are two separate things. One takes no skill, the other takes a bunch of skill. Okay? Being addicted to porn takes no skill. Being able to fuck a bunch of chicks takes a bunch of skill.
My life would have been a lot more successful a lot earlier. Bro, like everybody in my school started watching porn at a young age. That changes the way you think. It rewires your brain to think that this is what I'm supposed to be pursuing. And if you harness all that energy, if you harness all that because like horniness, all that, that's part of the masculine imperative. You think like, oh, I'm conquering a girl. It's a fucking whore. You should be conquering your bitch.
And again, it's always a whore. It's not some chick that's not a whore, but you're still fucking conquering her. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
You should be conquering the world. Right. Use that horny energy to become the best, not to go fuck a fucking 3 in Miami from the club.
How do you select the woman of your dreams if you don't know who women are?
You don't have to.
No, answer it.
Right. We've been all citing everything we've been saying back to this podcast. You could cite back to God. You look at the Holy Book and see what
Religion is not a thing in the Western society. Fresh and Fit are trying to teach men how to deal with the majority of women, not the minority of women. Minority of women are true religious people. Minority of men are true religious people. Majority of modern day women are modern day women.
Is described as a good woman. It's very easy. You don't need to
see, it's very easy. It's very easy. Now that I've fucked a bunch of chicks, it's very easy to discover what a good woman is. It's very easy when you've done it all. It's not that easy. Like, you take SNEAKO, you bring him back and ask him how easy it is to know what a good woman is. He's not going to have a fucking clue.
Like, if she's in the club, she's
SNEAKO. Right. I think because now we're getting into the whole morality conversation, whatever. I'm just simply, because this is where we'll leave it. We just want guys to be in a position where they're attractive, they're in the gym, they make money, they're successful. Then they can choose, do they want to fuck a lot of girls, or do they want to continue to make more money and become even more successful? But I want the man to be in a position to choose that. That's what we're saying. Or family. But why we want them to be in that position where they can choose. That's what we want.
But when they have enough money to choose to be fat or to be in shape, what do you recommend? Being in shape, fresh and fit. Yeah. So why?
Because being in shape is healthy, it allows you to live a long life. Being fat doesn't. Fucking a bunch of chicks. Here's the thing. SNEAKO always bring it back to fucking whores. You don't always have to fuck whores. You could fuck other chicks that aren't whores, that are probably fairly good, but you just want to have sex with them. Okay? You also can do that. Like, it's never always whores, but you can choose, pick. All right, this chick. All right, she's not going to be very toxic. After I fuck her, I'll fuck her. She's probably going to be fairly toxic. I don't want to deal with that chick. Oh, this chick. All right, she's pretty cool. I want to fuck her. And she's still pretty cool. I'm going to keep on fucking her. There's different. It's never just whores.
Why is it not when you have enough money to choose celibacy or choose to do what you're supposed to do? Why do you draw the line of choice between women and not between being
Because celibacy is going to set you up for failure as a man in 2024.
That's a good answer.
Guys.
That's a good answer.
Not you.
Okay,
you must deal with whores to be able to properly identify them and stay away from them.
Yes.
Because the problem is this with guys: they'll get with a girl, they don't have sexual experience. The girl sells them a dream. I'm a good girl. I'll be your wife, etc. They marry that girl, and then they find out later, oh, what the fuck did I do? This chick is terrible.
We were just making fun of the women for not being able to be analytical. If you just stop thinking with your dick, it's not that hard to analyze the situation and be like, this is not.
Again, very easy to say when you've done it already.
Bro, most guys are fucking clueless with females.
100%.
Absolutely clueless.
You were too.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, as a man.
Bro, why do you keep?
No, dude, we all have the same.
He's just trying to, SNEAKO's fucking dumb. He keeps like, why do you keep bringing it back to me? Because he's pointing it out how you didn't know any of this stuff. You're a byproduct of what they're trying to say. You didn't know any of this stuff when you were younger. You had no fucking clue. Now that you've gained experience, now you understand it. That's the difference.
Same issue. You're capping for these girls right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, he is.
Having an argument that's proper. I'm not talking about I'm saying that what would have been optimal is not doing that.
Like, I'll give you proof. Think about this, SNEAKO. Think about this. This just to prove my point that most guys don't understand women. How many guys go out on dates with girls, think that the girl liked them, but in reality, the girl didn't like him at all. She just wanted a free dinner, or they get put in the friend zone. They didn't know that they got put in the friend zone. How many guys are victims of that? Everyone at the table has been in that situation before. So what I'm trying to say is this: most guys don't understand women. Most guys suck with women, and most guys aren't able to identify and put women in certain categories based on how they behave.
One last point.
That's what
your own friend Neon is fucking with girl.
Every single one of your arguments is ad hominem.
No, it's not an hominem. Okay? It's an example. This is why SNEAKO's a terrible debater. That's why he's a friend. He's friends with fucking that fucking booty bandit with fucking blue hair, Destiny. It's an ad hominem. He's using an example. Neon, very good. He's wealthy. He's a very famous kick streamer and all that stuff. Who is he with? Oh, some OnlyFans whore. Okay, now. Of course, he's 19, doesn't have the experience. But let's say this. Let's say he had a bunch of experience prior to being rich and famous. Do you think he'd be with the OnlyFans whore? No. Like, what the fuck?
You don't know how to have a real argument. Your own friend is going through it.
No, SNEAKO. You don't know how to have a real argument.
You gotta help him. You can't save him.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because dating is haram and he's dating anyway. If he had listened to the Quran, he would not be in this situation.
But most people aren't religious. Fresh and Fit are teaching men how to deal with modern day women, not religious women.
Real here. He's gonna do that.
He should have.
Did you?
He should have. Should, could, would. What happened? Okay.
No.
Okay. You're going in circles, man, and you don't hear it.
No, I understand what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, he's not doing what he should be doing. This is why we should be advocating for people to follow God.
What I'm saying is that Neon is the byproduct of what happens when you don't understand women.
No, it's when you leave your religion in order to go and quench your worldly desires.
But he's operating without the knowledge of women. So the thing is, okay, he left religion.
He knows.
He left religion, right? Which obviously Islam puts a lot of safeguards in there to protect you from stupidity.
All of them.
But since he left the religion, now he's kind of on his own. He doesn't have the prerequisite knowledge to understand female nature. And now what is he doing? He's with the fucking OF thought.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know, because he doesn't have the safety. I call it training wheels. He doesn't have this training wheels and the safety of religion to protect him.
Ironically, you're saying that you need to go sleep with a bunch of whores to understand whores. Look,
if you're not going to be religious and not going to follow the religion, yes, you need to fuck with a bunch of chicks to understand female nature.
If you're not going to be religious and you're not going to be, if you're not going to be religious and follow the book, then you need to understand female nature.
At least.
Okay, he's dealing with women that are promiscuous and that are prostitutes, and he's not learning. So
he's been dealing with these chicks for like what, 6 months now? Dude, this guy's SNEAKO's a fucking idiot.
He's gonna have to get burned.
Yep, he's a hoe.
He's gonna.
Wait, no.
Okay, so after you get burnt, what's next?
He's gonna have to get
He's
burned.
gonna get them at his hand. What else?
What?
what did you say?
What's next? What's next, bro? The average person that gets burnt again and again and again.
They need to get burnt several times. That's why Myron advocates before you even think about getting married, you need to have 50 bodies. Why? Because it takes a while to understand these fucking chicks. And also with Dion, he's not fucking Sam, so that's a lot different.
Again and again. So what's next after he gets burnt? He learns his lesson and then go fucking get burnt again?
Well,
or at least save your audience from these burns. Save them.
You can't save men. They have to learn this shit for themselves. You can give them all the information you want in the world, and odds are they're not going to learn it until it happens to them a couple times.
That's what we do. Like we did a whole episode today on why being a nice guy will set you up for long-term failure.
Yeah, facts. And girls to avoid. Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, now when he does get married, it's not going to be, it loses that purity.
Oh, shut up. All right, look. All right, I'm done with this. It loses its purity. Dude, you're not a pure guy. All right? You don't know. There's no way for you to know. Okay? You're not a pure dude. You don't know. Okay? You don't know what purity is because yourself isn't a pure dude. I have no respect for SNEAKO. He's just whatever bandwagon he hops on, he'll be on. Let's see how he is in a couple years. I'm sure he'll flip-flop again. All right, so there we go. So yeah, that took a bit of time because I had to butt in every single fucking 5 seconds. It's just fine. Let me see. I think I have enough time to look at everything. I want to do this one for. All right, so we're gonna do this. All right, so we're gonna move on to the before I can go into that, I just wanted to do that video. I was watching it last night and be like, this dude's a goddamn idiot. Like, he has nothing to really offer except whatever thing he's following that day. It is what it is. And I will give SNEAKO the props. He's bringing a variety of different people onto his show, talking to him, discussing stuff. Really good. All right, he does really well with his show. But like, let's be honest, he hasn't really created anything. He's like, a man's goal is to create and conquest. What have you created? Like, in all honesty, what have you created? Everything you've done is follow what someone else does. Anything successful you've done is pretty much that at that point. In SNEAKO's defense, I don't really watch his content. The only time I watch his show is when Myron's on. I'll be honest. So there could be some things I don't know about. There could be some things that I don't know about. Okay. But you can't be sitting there like, hey, man's, goal and try to preach all this, religious crap. And the man's goal is to create, and conquest and stuff when you haven't really done much with your life at the moment. Fresh and Fit, they created a whole new type of platform that's no one ever seen before. Bringing a bunch of girls on the panel, talking to them, exposing their stupid views live on air for the world to see. No one's ever done that before. Okay, so like they've created something very unique, and yes, now people are trying to copy it, of course, but they're not that successful. So that's the difference. But he's able to say all these things with hindsight 2020. Hey, this was kind of useless. All right, cool. But you have never known it was useless until you've done it. All right, so moving on. This is a letter that Greg Abbott, I guess, what do you do? A statement outlining state rights, constitutional self-defense when dealing with a lawless president. So let's read this. This is a statement he put. The federal government has broken the compact between the United States and the states. An executive branch of the United States has a constitutional duty to enforce federal law protecting states, including immigration law on the books right now. President Biden has refused to enforce those laws and has even violated them. The result is that he has smashed records for illegal immigrants. Despite having been put on notice in a series of letters, one of which I delivered to him by hand, President Biden has ignored Texas' demand that he perform his constitutional duties. President Biden has violated his own office to faithfully execute immigration law enacted by Congress. Instead of prosecuting immigrants for the federal crime of illegal entry, President Biden has sent his lawyers into federal court to sue Texas for taking action to secure the border. President Biden has instructed his agencies to ignore federal statutes that mandate the detention of legal immigrants. The effect is to illegally allow their en masse parole into the United States. By wasting taxpayers' dollars to tear down Texas border security infrastructure, Biden has enticed illegal immigrants away from the 28 legal entry points along this state's southern border where nobody drowns and into dangerous waters of the Rio Grande. Under President Biden, lawless border policies, more than 6 million illegal immigrants have crossed our southern border in just 3 years. That is more than the population of 33 different states in this country. This illegal refusal to protect the state has inflicted unprecedented harm on the people all across the United States. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and other visionaries who wrote the Constitution foresaw that states should not be left to the mercy of a lawless president who does nothing to stop external threats like cartels smuggling millions of illegal immigrants across the border. This is why the framers included both Article 4, Section 4, which promises that the federal government shall protect each state against invasion, and Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, which acknowledged the state's sovereign interest in protecting their border. Arizona versus Texas, 567 U.S. 38 419 2021, Scalia J. dissenting. The failure of Biden to fulfill the duties imposed by the Article 4, Section 4 has triggered Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3. Which reserves to this state the right of self-defense. For these reasons, I have already declared invasion under Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 to invoke Texas constitutional authority to defend and protect itself. The authority is the supreme law of the land and supersedes any federal statutes to the contrary. The Texas National Guard, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and other Texas personnel are acting on that authority, as well as state law to secure Texas border. So that's the statement he put out, and I just want to do this real quick. So this is apparently breaking. I don't know how accurate it is, but I saw this, and might be accurate. Apparently, governors of Virginia, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Georgia, Florida, and Montana have announced that they are standing with Texas and Governor Greg Abbott in the dispute with the border. So yeah, if the federal government isn't going to do it, then fuck you. That's basically what he's saying. Like, you're not going to do this. We need this done. We're going to do it ourselves. Go fuck yourself. That's the basis of what Greg Abbott is saying. Ooh. All right. Now let's watch a very quick video on Biden's an election denier. So even with not securing the border and being useless and everything, he's also an election denier. So he needs to be kicked out of office, right? Impeachment hearings. But one more thing on the Texas thing, it's like, yeah, I think Texas has every right to do so, to protect their borders when the federal government refuses to. Now, this will be a very interesting thing to see. We'll see how the Supreme Court goes and rules. But here's the thing. At the end of it all, here's something that, is kind of paramount. Someone's going to have to back down. And until then, it's a standoff. And just because the Supreme Court says something doesn't mean Texas is going to follow. And that's the big thing here. Okay. So if Because for example, let's say the Supreme Court says, federal government has all the authority. Texas can't do anything to protect the border, the border on their state at all. You need to stop. And what if Greg Abbott says no? What's going to happen? There's going to be a fight, or there's going to be a standoff. Someone's going to have to back down. We'll see. That's why this case is fairly interesting to a lot of people. All right, moving on. So here is Joe Biden being an election denier.
Hello, Virginia. And the real governor, Terry McAuliffe. Hello.
Election denier. Impeach Biden. He is an election denier. He needs to be charged with, a bunch of bullshit crimes and prosecuted. Okay? All right. Let's check this out. All right. So moving on. Biden campaign tries to put abortion in the forefront, but pro-Palestinian protesters interrupted. So apparently that's what they're, the re-election campaign for Biden and Kamala Harris is. President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris continue their re-election campaign push to put abortion rights front and center in the 2024 election with a rally, though the event was interrupted by pro-Palestinian protesters. Mr. Biden took the stage last, surrounded by supporters with signs monikered Defend Choice and Restore Roe, but less than a minute into his remarks, he was interrupted by the protesters. How many babies have you had killed? Shouted the first protester before being escorted out by Secret Service. As Mr. Biden continued, look, even CBS doesn't respect him. Like, that's a very subtle disrespect. Is calling him Mr. Biden. It's correctly President Biden, not Mr. So CBS doesn't even respect this guy. As Mr. Biden continued his speech, he was faced with more than a dozen interruptions. Genocide Joe has to go, one chanted. Ceasefire now, another yelled. Each time, protests were drowned out by Mr. Biden's supporter chanting 4 more years. Mr. Biden then hardly acknowledged the protesters, but at one point, he said they feel deeply. He later added, this is going to go on for a while. They got this planned. What the fuck? The exchange underscored the intense political landscape Biden is facing as he vies for a second term. A CBS poll conducted in early December revealed that 61% of Americans disapprove of Biden's handling of the Israel and Hamas war. And the fact that his whole so-called peace thing fell through is also hurting him too. Because he had this whole, peace, we're going to have peace. I brokered peace. If he had been able to broker that peace, he'd have some credibility going on. But since that peace accord fell through, he's continuing to be looked at as a failure. And it's kind of funny. And, his foreign policy is scrap. He failed with the Israeli-Hamas peace agreement. He failed with pulling out of Afghanistan. His foreign policies are shit. People are saying that. Across our nation, women are suffering. Let us be very clear about who is responsible. Former President Trump handpicked 3 Supreme Court justices because he intended for them to overturn Roe. Vice President Kamala Harris said on Tuesday at campaign rallies in Manassas, Virginia. Women are suffering, so they can't go across the border. They can't, decide to be abstinent and not have sex before marriage. They can't, use contraceptives. They're unable to do all of these things. And here's my point thing. If you watch Fresh and Fit, they have a new question. Birth control or no? And a good staggering majority of these chicks are no on birth control. And they still want the right for abortion. The message is a part of a larger strategy of the Biden-Harris campaign re-election bid as they attempt to connect restrictive abortion laws to Trump and contrast themselves to candidates with an agenda of restoring abortion's protections provided under Roe v. Wade. Harris, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, President Joe Biden, and First Lady Joe Biden each spoke briefly, espousing their support for reproductive rights. The invite-only rally marked the first time the president and vice president, as well as their spouses, had campaigned together since announcing another run for the White House. So there you go. So what Joe Biden wants to lead with is killing babies. That's what he wants to lead with. He wants to kill babies. That is his. That is in the forefront of his mind. Doesn't he have like? Doesn't have many support. Actually, I'm just curious about this. Okay, I just tweet and Googled this one real quick. So this is apparently the views on abortion. According to Gallup's May 2023 update, Americans' abortion views, 34% believe abortion should be legal under any circumstances. 51% says it should be legal only under certain circumstances, and 13% say it should be illegal in any circumstances. So abortion is fairly unpopular with 64% of the population. So Biden has decided to do his campaign with something that only like 34% of people actually approve of. And that 51 that think it should be legal only under certain circumstances, I guaranteed are rape, incest, and death of mother or baby. Like those three circumstances. That's what they're really thinking of when they say under certain circumstances. Is rape, incest, death of the mother or baby. That's what the difference is. And that's what that 51% are thinking of. They're not thinking of it's inconvenient with the mother, which is why that's what the 34% actually believe in, because it's inconvenient for a chick that have a baby. But, he's campaigning on abortion, and that's not very popular. 34% only believe it should be legal under should be legal regardless of circumstances. 51 only believe it should be legal under certain circumstances, and those circumstances are not what Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be leading with. And also, those certain circumstances are rare. They're like, what, 5? No. Let's see. Rape and incest is like 1% of the reason, and I think it's 4% of the reason is medically valid. So that's like 5% of what the under certain circumstances are. It's about 5%. All right, moving on. So this is why this guy here. That's why we should bring bowling back. First off, before I even start, this guy's face. You ever see a face you just want to punch? This guy has that face. Like, apparently he goes to school and he puts makeup on. He's some feminine loser. But like, this is why we need bullying back. Because like, just look at this guy. Like, this guy needs to be bullied. That way he won't do dumb shit. This is dumb. All right, let's watch the video. I have no idea what he says. Hold on. Let me try and like hear what the fuck he says. All I heard was with me. That's all I fucking hear. I have no idea what the fuck this guy says. Even when he chews gum, I still want to punch this guy in the face. Is that weird? Like the way this guy chews gum, this guy's facial expressions. Honestly, I'm caring less about the makeup and his facial expressions. That's what makes me want to punch him. And his stupid long nails. What purpose do these long nails provide? Like, what is the purpose of it? He has to like do this just to do a thing. He probably gets shit on those fingernails every time he wipes his ass. Like, these nails are dumb. I don't like it when fucking chicks wear it. They're just dumb. They're dumb nails. Every facial expression this guy does just makes me want to wail on him. Okay, first up, chew with your mouth closed. Like, what the fuck is chew with your mouth closed? I can't believe I subjected myself to that. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is why we need bullying back, people. So we don't have dumb idiots doing this crap and subjecting us to this. And again, it nothing to do with the fact that he's probably like gay or trans. I do not give a shit about that. It's his facial expressions that are just make me want to punch him, honestly. It's really just his facial expressions. You ever get those people their facial expressions just make you want to wail on them? That's how I feel about that guy. I could care less. All right. So apparently the teacher at this school has Social Justice Day. So let's see and check this out.
It's my favorite day of the school year. Every year, right around MLK Day, either the Friday before or the Friday after, my high school hosts an entire day of learning and service. So just to be clear, we give them MLK Day off, then we have another day where instead of classes, we have like a whole day of learning. Let me show you.
They don't have classes, but they have learning. Okay.
First, donuts, obviously. But here you can see the entire schedule. This is an entire school day, right? This isn't just like a 1 hour.
Arrival, donuts, open, passing period, banned books. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong string. Banned books, banned history, LGBTQ rights, political operatives, prison system, climate change, unhoused, snack break, passing, panel, lunch, group leaves for Aster and Ethiopia, group leaves for Black History, bike ride, street art and Black Austin tours, protest music, street art exclusive off-campus meet in front lawn, resistance lit, trip to Aster, Ethiopia, and Black Pearl Books Campus, Black Austin Tours, Black History Bike Ride, poster making, passing period, closing big room. That's apparently the schedule.
Assembly. This is from 9 to 3. We start off with our entire school hearing some opening words from our fearless leader, Akina, our head of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and of course, Louise, our social and emotional wellness coordinator.
Okay, so a bunch of useless people. Got it.
Who talks about how to have uncomfortable conversations and learn about difficult topics.
I didn't get any videos from the morning session because I was leading one of them, the biggest one, no big deal. But basically, kids get to choose. They kind of rank their choices from what the teachers are offering. This year, you can see we had a lot of things. We had a banned book activity where they're specifically looking at children's books and reading them and why have they been banned.
Porn books? These kids apparently had to look at porn books.
I talked about banned history and conversations around like the teaching of U.S. history. There's a lot of stuff in there, right, that you can see. But after we have those small group sessions, we brainstorm questions for our panelists, and then we come back.
Then we hear from a panel of amazing community leaders and activists and educators. Pause if you want to see the list of people that we got this year. It was incredible. And it's always amazing to me to get students that want to stick around at the end and have one-on-one conversations. So wonderful. Then after lunch, obviously, we're giving them breaks, right? After lunch, we break out into our afternoon activities. And we normally try to make these, whereas the morning is focused on learning and educating ourselves, we want the afternoon to be about action. So that might be creating protest music, right? Some of our music kids like go in and they learn about different protest music. Sometimes they write their own. That might be learning about protest literature. That might be making activist posters. That might be.
So a bunch of useless crap. Got it.
Going out into the community. So one of our groups just went and they visited like Black owned businesses. They went and had lunch at this amazing Ethiopian restaurant in Austin and then visited our Black owned bookstore. I took students on the Black Austin walking tour. It was incredible. Everyone say hi.
So the only reason they're going to these places is because they're Black owned. Okay.
Hi. History. Anyway, it's just an amazing day. It's one of my favorite days of the school year. And it's something that
To me, it sounds like a very useless day. It really sounds very useless. Yeah, because it's all completely fucking useless.
I think our school does really well, and I'm really proud of. And so I wanted to share.
Well, I mean, you're a teacher. You like being useless.
With more people. If you're curious, this day is planned and organized by DEC, our Diversity and Equity Council.
A very useless council.
Which is a student-run organization
that is
under the leadership of Akina, our amazing diversity, equity, and inclusion coordinator. And so I highly recommend that you take this to your school and see, like, I don't know, next year for MLK Day, are you just going to have the day off? I love having the day off. But, like, what else are you doing to honor his...
Yeah, because I'm sure MLK was, when he got that bullet, barreling through his brain, he's like, man, I really hope that people take, the week of my, take my death or my birth. Okay, he celebrates his birth, right? Okay. When he had that bullet rolling through his brain, I'm sure he thought, man, I really hope that, in a couple, in a couple decades, people will look back on my birth and be like, you know what? Let's talk about gay people. Like, what the fuck? Or you know what? Let's have kids read porn. Or you know what? Let's talk about climate change. Like, the fuck? This is stupid. This is so stupid. And it kind of proves more and more my point and my desire to make sure my kids are homeschooled. Or else I'd get a bunch of dumbass fuckery like this. So fucking dumb. All right. So, yeah, that's fairly useless. But, what are you going to do? Complete uselessness. So that's all I got for you today. Went a little long. It's fine. I'm going to go back upstairs and go to bed because I got home late. Maybe I'll go for a walk, actually. Maybe get some exercise. And probably will go for a walk, actually. And then I'll go to bed. Hold on. I got to message my wife. All right, fine. I'll just do it from my phone. All right, so that's all I got for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You heard me rant about SNEAKO and his flip-floppy ass. No respect for that guy. Not really. He's got some respectable things, but that's about it. Yeah, I hope you all have a good day. I hope you make sure you like and subscribe because I'm a narcissist and I need you to subscribe so bad so I can quit my job and just do this full time. I made it. Yeah. All right. Make sure you follow me on X at @officialwghost. Best way, find out where I go live, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, hope you all have a good day. Peace out. And you know what? See you later. Bye.
you